Hello little cubs, I hope you are doing well and welcome back to Storytime with Mama Bear and more Aesop's Fables. Tonight I have with me my favourite Reddit rambler, Wishful Introvert. I just fell in love with his voice the first time I heard him ramble and I'm really honoured to have him on tonight's video. I'm going to put a link to his audios down below. You will not regret listening to them, I promise you that. If you do like this collaboration, please give this video a like and share with your family and friends. And be sure to subscribe for more story time with Mama Bear. I hope you all enjoy and sweet dreams. The Bull and the Goat. A bull once escaped from a lion by entering a cave which the goat herds used to house their flocks in stormy weather and at night. It happened that one of the goats had been left behind, and the bull had no sooner got inside than his goat lowered his head and made a rush at him, butting him with his horns. As the lion was still prowling outside the entrance to the cave, the bull had to submit to the insult. "Do not think," he said, "that I submit to your cowardly treatment because I am afraid of you. When that lion leaves, I'll teach you a lesson you won't forget." It is wicked to take advantage of another's distress.
Hercules and the Waggoner. A farmer was driving his wagon along a miry country road after a heavy rain. The horses could hardly drag the load through the deep mud and at last came to a standstill when one of the wheels sank into a rut. The farmer climbed down from his seat and stood beside the wagon looking at it, but not making any effort to get it out of the rut. All he did was curse his bad luck and call loudly on Hercules to come to his aid. Then, it is said, Hercules really did appear, saying, "Put your shoulder to the wheel, man, and urge on your horses. Do you think you can move the wagon by simply looking at it and whining about it? Hercules will not help unless you make some effort to help yourself." And when the farmer put his shoulder to the wheel and urged on the horses, the wagon finally moved, and soon the farmer was riding along in great content and with a good lesson learned. Self-help is the best help. Heaven helps those who help themselves.
The Cat and the Birds. A cat was growing very thin. As you have guessed, he did not get enough to eat. One day, he heard that some birds in the neighborhood were ailing and needed a doctor. So, he put on a pair of spectacles and with a leather box in his hand, knocked at the door of the birds' home. The birds peeped out, and Dr. Cat, with much solicitude, asked how they were. He would be very happy to give them some medicine. "Tweet, tweet," laughed the birds. "Very smart, aren't you? We are very well, thank you. And more so, if you only keep away from here. Be wise and shun the quack."
The Fox and the Stork. The fox one day thought of a plan to amuse himself at the expense of the stork, whose odd appearance always had him laughing. "You must come and dine with me today," he said to the stork, smiling to himself at the trick he was going to play. The stork gladly accepted the invitation and arrived in good time and with a very good appetite. For dinner, the fox served soup, but it was set out in a very shallow dish, and all the stork could do was wet the very tip of his bill. He could not get a single drop of soup, But the fox lapped it up easily, and, to increase the disappointment to the stork, made a great show of enjoyment. The hungry stork was very much displeased at the trick, but he was a calm, even-tempered fellow, and saw no good flying into a rage. Instead, not long afterward, he invited the fox to dine with him in turn. The fox arrived promptly at the time that had been set, and the stork served a fish dinner that had a very appetizing smell. But it was served in a tall jar with a very narrow neck. The stork could easily get at the food with his long bill, but all the fox could do was lick the outside of the jar and sniff at the delicious odor. When the fox lost his temper, the stork calmly said, "Do not play tricks on your neighbors unless you can stand the treatment yourself."